for the time being. Hopefully, knock on wood here. Let's get some music rolling. You all have your green picked out for this weekend.
Well, it's not too hard. I mean, green's always been my favorite color.
Mm-hmm. One of our clients at the gym decided they own like a printing service, and they printed a bunch of Lucky Charms t-shirts, and he gifted about 50 of them to the gym. So now everyone has matching Lucky Charms t-shirts.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Gosh. Y'all, I might be good. He's just being a guy tonight. He's walking around trying to tickle me with his tail. All right, and let's see if this works here. As we're waiting for the music to turn on, I was going to say, it looks like we've got everybody in the chat. We've got Akia, we've got Gaiman, we've got Kalianasa, we've got Alicia, we got Evelis.
You gotta be careful with that. I haven't revealed that to everybody yet. Still a bit of a secret.
Oh, that's true. There's one person in the party who doesn't know your actual factual name. But if we are all ready, we could begin by first going with the recap. So if you are interested in earning a point of DM inspiration for this session, let's see some recap rolls into chat. Yeah, I see an 11 from Lotus.
Anyone want to try to beat an 11?
Going once, going twice, sold to the Lotus. Lotus, take it away for our recap from last session.
All right. So, last session we started out continuing our skill challenge to make our way up from the basement of this cave where the bear tribe berserkers were lurking. It was a little bit of a challenge, of course, but it wasn't nothing we couldn't handle. Eventually, we did make our way back up, which eventually led us to right outside the cave. We led our new party member, Kalianasa, up with us. Showed him around, sort of staked the place out a little bit more, scouted out, see if she could give us a little bit more insight. Apparently, her dragon familiar couldn't recognize dragon eggs, and she kind of gave him a hard time about that.
Yeah, he failed dragon.
Yeah. Let's see here. We went back into the room we had originally fallen through. Gaiman and Akia trying to figure out just, how the fuck that whole situation worked. Involved trying to move the brazier, which apparently couldn't be moved, was held in place by some strange magical means. Eventually, though, we did find some more of the bear tribe lurking around, though with a little bit of cunning work on Gaiman's part, we did manage to ambush one of them, knock him unconscious, tie him up, but we did get ambushed by a couple more, along with some weird bug things. So we're in the middle of a pitched battle with them. Lotus was in pretty bad shape and once again found herself in melee with a bunch of stuff she didn't really want to be. So she busted out the Tensor's transformation scroll, finding interesting the verbal components for it being the lyrics to a wrestler's entrance theme. So reading those off, she sort of did this magical girl transformation into her pro wrestler alter ego, the Devil Princess. And we left off in the middle of the fight.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Please take a point of DM inspiration.
And that's what she looks like there.
Now we weren't able to use it last week, but we could use the question that we used for last week for our factspiration for this week. Before we hop back into the fight, what Disney character would your character be best friends with, and why? I'm interested to hear what everyone has to say. So opening up my player list here. Akia, what Disney character would your character be best friends with, and why?
Well, it'd be Baymax, just because they have a just sense of humor and an outlook on the world. They're both children, effectively, and they would just get along pretty well. But Akia also would just get along with anyone that just can hold a conversation on their own. Yes.
I see. Okay.
I'm also imagining Akia just petting Watto's head, just going, "Hairy baby."
Only while malfunctioning.
Excellent. Well, you can award yourself a point of factspiration. Okay, continuing up the players list. Lotus, what Disney character would your character be best friends with, and why?
All right. I know I might be stretching this a bit, but we discussed this off game, and I feel it counts because you can find these movies on Disney Plus. But I would say Lotus would be good friends with Deadpool. And I say this mainly because I rewatched both the movies recently. And a movie that I think would stuck out to me and I think would stick out to her was in Deadpool 2 when, it's when he shoots like the creepy dude from the school and Colossus tackles him and says, "You're not judge, jury, or executioner. We have rules." And Deadpool says to him, "Fuck your rules. I fight for what's right, and sometimes you gotta fight dirty." And I think that's definitely something that Lotus has definitely lived most of her life by.
Mm. Hey, I could see that crossover happening. The Deadpool comes in to save the crew from Icewind Dale, brought in by Lotus. I want to see it.
Yes, and he's bringing in, and he's like, "Hey, I got the module book for you."
It's clear to me here, guys, that this was very much homebrew. This is not in the official module at all. Love that. You can award yourself a point of factspiration. Alicia, which Disney character would your character be best friends with, and why?
Disney character. Sorry, I kind of have to rethink on this one. Because I originally had an answer, but I think it's kind of changed since then. Would you be able to come back to me on that?
Of course. We'll come back to Alicia. Let us ask Kalianasa. Which Disney character would your character be best friends with, and why?
So I think it's gonna have to be the evil queen from Snow White, just because they're both very similar, and they would be frenemies, and one would eventually have to, poison the other.
Now, has Kalianasa, let's just say for the sake of argument, has she seen the version of the evil queen played by Charlize Theron?
If she has not, if she had, she would probably have killed her a lot sooner.
Oh no! Okay,
ain't nobody gonna be prettier.
I'm just saying, guys, in that movie when Charlize is like, "Ugh, Kirsten Stewart, prettier than me. I have to murder her. Did anyone else were like,
That's a fair response.
Anyways, please give yourself a point of faxpiration, Kalinasa.
If I may, a follow-up question for Kalinasa is, would they be secretly disappointed if the poison worked?
What about the poison?
Would they be secretly disappointed if the poison worked?
Oh, if it didn't work? Oh, probably.
If it
openly
did work.
Oh.
Like, now I can't poison them anymore. That sort of thing.
I mean, when you're in charge, like, yeah, there's always targets.
Oh, okay. That's a no.
There's always someone to poison.
There's some person out there that needs to eat a poison apple somewhere. I love it. All right. Well, let us ask Gaiman the Glaive. Gaiman, which Disney character would your character be best friends with and why?
Thor. They're both big guys, hard swinging guys, weapons wise. And Gaiman would admire Thor because Thor went from being the rowdy prince to being a leader of his people, and Gaiman aspires to such a goal.
I can see it. Excellent. Well, Gaiman, please award your character a point of faxpiration for your answer. And then we have to, of course, circle back to Alicia. Alicia, what are we thinking?
It just has so many fucking properties. No, originally I was kind of thinking of going down the route of like a Disney princess, but then now kind of rethinking everything.
I mean, they could have multiple friends.
Yeah. The question was like at least one character. I'm probably gonna go with Doctor Strange, just in the sense of someone that they can maybe talk about various philosophies with, besides just religion. Alicia is kind of interested in other forms of magic and how that kind of influences the world. So seeing what take Doctor Strange has on those things would be interesting.
Agreed. I would love to hear that conversation between Doctor Strange and Alicia. Well, Alicia, please award your character a point of faxpiration, and I will move us. This map here. And let me see here. If I gave myself a reminder, who's going to start us up? Open, my page froze on me. I got to do a quick refresh.
It looks like maybe Alicia's the only person that hasn't gone, and the scavenger, so might be able to just pick one of them. If you don't find your note.
Right, I'm gonna flush chat. All right, from 13 days, 20 hours ago, Magical Shardlin Berserker starts us next time.
That's a good way to keep a note.
Let me quickly put this on here. All right, and looking at the battle scene here. Alicia has activated the bug zapper, which is appropriate because there are several bugs that are attacking everyone. I've got my chat popped out. I've got my combat tracker popped out. Alrighty. The magical Turtle Berserker. He calls out to the others. Smell the air. That one there. He points towards you, Ikea. They smell of Auril. They smell of midwinter. As they say that, the Shardlin Berserkers begin to peel their lips back and try to elongate their teeth as they begin to lap at their lips. The Shardlin Berserker is going to willingly enter into the bug zapper zone. So we can get some fresh damage for that as they move in. Oh, they definitely failed their saving throw. So they're going to take 17 points of damage as they move in to the zone. All right, and this is going to be difficult terrain. So that's 15, 25, they're going to be reckless to give themselves advantage on this next attack. Akia, you see their jaw elongate, their teeth spread out from below their lips.
Ew. That's in character.
The creature is going to attempt to bite you, Akia. If their bite lands, you'll have to give me a Constitution saving throw against being poisoned. Okay, they were reckless.
Okay.
So that's a 22 to hit. Their teeth chomp down into Akia. Akia, you are not poisoned by their deadly maw. All right, they will pass it to the worn down cave scavenger.
Is there a... Did this change again? I don't see the button to apply the damage. Is it hidden somewhere?
You just had to manually do it, unfortunately.
Give me one moment. You should be able to do that. Let me pop into Ready, Set, Roll, because it should let you do that. Well, that's strange.
I can just do it manually for now.
Enable damage buttons. That's super strange.
Yeah, it was the same way last night in at Odyssey.
That's weird because I had them last night, but now I do not. right, so that guy runs up, bites a Kia, starts talking about how delicious Kia is. Then
Akia starts freaking out because
Mhm.
they're eating him.
They're gonna eat me. Then they're gonna eat you. The bug is going to fight with Kalianasa's dragon, Ophidian. Bug be simple, bug be quick, bug just do a quick bite. That is a 23 to hit.
It's just still reloading for me, so I think that hits. Yep, yeah, that hits.
Can you guys see the damage buttons now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It was worth the reset. That was the worn down cave scavenger. Alicia, you are up. You are the last to go in round number 5.
Okay. Gonna move one down. Oh, I see these people here. These two are still injured. How many was left? And these guys are over here, sir. Sorry, I'm just looking at what I got left in the tank. Yeah, we're going to. Oh well, desperate times. I'm going to use my last channel divinity and drop down Radiance of the Dawn. We're gonna drop it right here. Anything within that here as it just explodes with light needs to make saves. That's also some shit damage. The ones that fail take 14.
Right, 2 of the creatures fail. One of the creatures succeeds. And they, the 2 Turtle and Berserkers look badly injured, and as does the Cave Scavenger.
The scavenger behind. I already have spiritual weapon up, so whack. But 10's gonna miss.
10 misses. All right, going into the next round, the uncritical Chartland Berserker is going to steal.
Actually, if I could, I would like to spend a DM inspiration to grab control of the initiative, please.
All right, Lotus, spending DM inspiration, you have stolen.
All right, let's see if we can try to get some of these off the board here. All right, I'll go ahead and target the impulsive cave scavenger in front of me here. All right, then I'll roll first dagger attack. All right, 22 for 27. Do I need to bother rolling the extra D2d12 force damage for that?
Oh yeah, I have that applied to it, so.
Oh, even better, thank you.
Yeah, if you expand your roll there, you max roll 2 of the damage die, 1d12
nice.
and 1d4. So that takes out the Cave Scavenger.
All right, go ahead and move here, get in the flank conga line here with Gaiman. And target another Berserker and go ahead and use my second attack for him. All right, 14 for 22.
That does hit with the +2 from the flank.
Yeah, I'd say, Gaiman, you see Lotus just sort of like carve up the bug, and then all of a sudden just effortlessly slide, and then just start slicing up the berserker in front of you. And I will attempt to pass the Gaiman, but that would give the other berserker a chance to steal.
And this is patterned Chartland Berserker. The patterned Chartland Berserker screams after being stabbed and will be reckless. Giving it the power of the Incredible Hulk, it will attack twice. It begins to swing its flail high above its head. It will send one attack towards Gaiman. What do you want to hit? It will then turn around and swing at Lotus. It looks like it landed an attack on Lotus and one attack on Gaiman. And I will need a con save from Gaiman. We won't need a con save from Lotus because Lotus is already poisoned. Oof. Gaiman with the natural one, failing the con save, being poisoned by the Chartland embedded weapon. With that attack sequence, that ends the Chartland Berserker's turn. Gaiman, do you wish to steal?
Yes.
Okay, Gaiman.
All right. Gaiman is going to target the guy who's almost dead. That's where this one's Scoffnung.
Oh, that is a huge hit.
28 for 13. Is he still going?
And since this Chartland Berserker is paralyzed and you hit him within 5 feet, we can turn that into a critical for 18 points of damage. 18 points of damage. How does Gaiman finish this Berserker off?
Oh, I guess I didn't call it, but I guess I'm going. Was that advantage because of the because they're paralyzed?
Yeah.
Yeah, advantage because paralyzed, and if you hit a paralyzed creature with a melee attack within 5 feet, becomes a crit.
Okay. Sort of like on a swing sort of above his head, he'll lop off the head of the berserker behind him, and then he's going to swing with disadvantage a straight roll on the pattern of Chartland Berserker, since they were reckless.
Absolutely. That is a hit. And they are bloodied.
As a bonus action, would you allow me to, like, shield bash them like an unarmed strike with my shield?
I think there's a feat that lets you do that. I think it's Shield Master.
You're probably right. Never mind. Let's not worry about that. All right. I'll stay my ground, and if nobody else wants it, I will pass to Akia.
I'll take it. Yep. I'm gonna start punching these badly injured guys. This one attacked me recklessly, right?
Is the poison an ongoing save or just unpoison until it dissipates?
For the poison, it lasts until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Akia.
All right, this one just attacked me recklessly, right?
That is correct.
All right, let's see he's like got his teeth around my shield arm, and I'm just gonna start bashing him in the head as he's eating me. He's still alive.
Okay, so you're targeting magical. Uncritical was the one who bit you.
Oh, then yeah, I'm gonna. Uncritical's the one that bit me?
Yep, he has the little Incredible Hulk on him.
Okay, then yeah, he's the one I'm hitting then.
Okay, that is a hit.
All right, just keep on punching.
All right, that is a hit for 7. He is still up.
All right, I've got nothing else. Although I think I will step 5 feet this way, I think, just so I'm slightly further from the bug. At least I think the bug's down this way. I can't actually see it, but I see the weapon smacking it around. Oh man. All right, I think I'm good. I don't really have much. I don't have any other resources to use. Is he gonna steal? Join.
He will steal. Now, at the start of his turn, he's gonna make a Wisdom save. Oof. He fails the Wisdom save. And Alicia, would you like to describe what happens to this berserker as he starts his turn in your aura and fails and dies?
It's pretty much swirls of sparks with trails behind them, just swirling around in this cloud of starlight, and they just kind of start exploding into the guy's skin, slowly irradiating as he just falls down.
Absolutely. So uncritical, unfortunately enough, is taken out. I will remove him from play. And as he is being killed, he'll pass to magical. Magical has to do the same thing. Wisdom save. Rolls a 9. Takes 12 damage. He sees there's an Akia in front of him. He will target Akia. Same attack pattern, will go reckless. He's going to try to chomp down on you twice here. Oof. That is a critical hit, Akia.
Yeah. That knocks me unconscious.
Am I able to use Warding Flare? How have you mostly been doing it? Calling it before the attack roll? I can't remember.
So you're going to use your reaction for warding flare. Let me roll a d20 here. All right, his new d20 would have been a 10. Let's see, 10 plus 8 puts it at an 18. I think an 18 misses Akia. Okay, so Akia, you can not be knocked out, and he will attempt to bite you again. This time rolling a 25 to hit for 21 damage.
All right. That definitely hits. I'm not unconscious though, but there are oils and hydraulic fluids just going everywhere.
As these fluids are leaking out, the creature is trying to lap them up. Like it was a dog in Paris trying to share a bowl of pasta with another cuter dog. All right, that is the Berserker. It will go ahead and pass to the Cave Scavenger. The Cave Scavenger is just a simple creature. It will once again try to bite Ophidian.
And I didn't notice, but he is dodging.
Is dodging, absolutely.
Yeah, not that matters because a 20 would still hit him, but just yeah, I don't remember what he was last time, but I'm sure it would have, whatever it was, probably hit.
Okay. So
yeah. 23 would have hit for sure. Okay, so he takes half damage because he's in dim light, so 5 damage.
Then is Ophidian resistant to? Oh no,
he's resistant to all damage while he's not, or while he's in dim light, except for radiant and force. And what else? Let's see. While in dim light or darkness, he's resistant to any damage that isn't force, psychic, or radiant.
Okay, give us a con save against disease.
Can do. Success.
Success, not diseased. All right. They will pass it to Kalianasa.
All right. Kalianasa is going to start waving her hands, all esoteric-like. As she says, second. Had to find the spell. Beast of shadow, strength untold, rise in might, fierce and bold. And points to Ophidian, and you see his fangs grow longer, his claws grow sharper, and he looks a little bulkier. As this happens, and he gets 16 HP, and his max HP also goes up by 16. I hope that's easy to do. Okay, and then for the +5 to his damage, I'll just add that manually. And she'll tell Ophidian to go and kill that sucker. 15 for 11 points of damage.
Oh yeah, that is a hit on the Cave Scavenger.
And Ophidian does not have multi-attack, and that's an action to make him dire. So that is it for me. Looks like Alicia's up.
All right, Alicia, here in round 6.
All right. Bonus action. Seeing as that insect thing is pretty weak, try and finish it off. 21 for 10.
21 for 10.
The Cave Scavenger.
a insightful man, knowledgeable about all things Foundry. Some people call him a Foundry sage. Rides by on his bicycle and informs you that they are on their last legs.
That's annoying. Then I'm actually, well, this guy's right here. Also pretty weak. With some save from what the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's adding your damage together.
Okay. So then that should be 23. Well, first with some save. I calculate this. Okay, never mind. He takes no damage. Alicia will move slightly down. Just to capture both these guys within the aura.
Okay, capturing the person in the aura. So I think once that moves on top of him, let me make a wisdom save.
I guess it was. Oh yeah, when you first entered it.
Well, that's not good for the worn down cave scavenger. Because they only had 1 hit point left. So any amount of damage you roll.
What was that roll?
The worn down
12.
cave scavenger is out.
Alright, that one's dead. And that's gonna be it for my turn. I did move away from this one, so I don't know if he wants to do anything or not.
I think he will. So, was currently biting at Akia, so he will swing out his flail. Using his reaction.
That does hit. If he has advantage.
He was reckless in his previous round.
Okay, so that carries over. Alright. Yeah, that hits. Success on the con saving throw to keep Spirit Guardians up.
Mm-hmm.
Reaction, I'm going to use this. I need him to make a dex save.
Okay, takes half damage here.
Yep, takes 4.
Alicia, you believe that Charlatan Berserker will not take another hit like that, as their body is being barely held together by the sinew and tissues of their ligaments.
Alright, that's it for me. He did technically take damage, so he could steal.
He did. Okay. Magical will steal. His turn starts.
He needs a so
Gotta
what
make
the
that
fuck is this damage?
Oh my gosh.
3 1s, you gotta be kidding.
3 1s. He succeeds, taking half. He's still up. Alright, Akia. He will continue to be reckless. Here comes his bite number 1. That's a miss. Bite number 2.
Well, all right.
As Akia is knocked unconscious. Alright, that is all of this creature's actions. So it will go ahead and pass to patterned. All right, Pattern is basically surrounded by Lotus and Gaiman. So it will kind of do the same thing. It'll continue to be reckless. And it will swing its flail at Lotus first. Oh my gosh. All right, no problem for Lotus. Even if it was a critical hit. And then it will swing its flail at Gaiman. Missing Gaiman. All right, Lotus, would you like to steal?
Yes, please. Alright, so go ahead and target the stewed so we can get the flanking bonus with Gaiman. Go for a dagger attack. Alright, 18 for 19 slashing damage.
This creature is looking incredibly injured after that attack.
Alright, then once more. Crit!
34 damage. How does Lotus finish this creature off?
Alright, I'd say, like, you just see her, like Geralt in The Witcher, you just see her sort of like ballet dancing just around him, just slashing him over and over and over again. And then as he falls to the ground, you just see, like, it's like in Kill Bill, just blood spray everywhere. And then she just looks at Gaiman, just says, how do I look? How was that?
Gaiman's just sort of like, with his hand like he's holding the sword. Needs work.
Yep, fair. You could tell that this she's not used to it, but she's professional. All right. We definitely need to get a Kia back up, so I'll go ahead and pass to Alicia.
All right, Alicia, there are, it looks like just one other enemy in battle, but Akia has gone unconscious.
Yeah. Trying to think of order operations here. I mean, what's the odds that I roll 3 ones again, right? Bonus action. Spend my last first level spell slot on Akia. 9 hit points. Getting word. And then action. Going to blast the Charlin Berserker Conviction. 21 to hit for 13 points of damage. 3 in damage. And
As you deal 13 points of damage, please tell us how you finish off the final Berserker.
Alicia forms a sphere of light in their hands, kind of pulls back on it, and lets it go. And as it travels right through the Berserker, it flies upwards and then back towards Akia as he gets 6 temp HP. And on the body of the Berserker is a symbol of the sun that's been burned into his flesh.
That's super cool. Akia has been healed. The Berserkers have been all finished off. We can exit the initiative order. As the combat ends.
Akia's on the ground, sort of in a panic, starts flailing around, thinking that things are trying to eat him.
Calm down, calm down. They've been stopped. You're safe, Kia.
Hmm.
Are you alright?
No.
I'd say Lotus is jogging down the hallway with Gaiman here, and you see her coming around, and I guess this would be the first night you'd see Lotus's look after she used Chancer's transformation score. She's like, "Is everyone all right?"
Surviving.
Yeah, it's in a bit of a bad way back there. I was kind of surrounded. I had to use that Tensor's transformation scroll, and it did, well, this.
Gaiman, could you take the bodies into the other room, please?
Ian will just sort of shrug, and he'll strap the shield on his back, put away the sword, and pick up each of the bodies, one over each shoulder, and start carrying the other one.
Kia? Still with us?
Akia looks up at you. Yes, I'm here.
That's good. You know, you're quite quiet most of the time. Even though we've been traveling together for quite some time, there's still a bit we don't know about you. What were some of the things that you did in Goodmead? Some of your pastimes?
Oh. I took care of the bees and helped make deliveries and watched the brewing process of the honey mead.
And that process, it was quite complex, was it not? Something that you could wrap your head around?
It's I don't know what you mean.
What can you recall about that process? Oh, see, I'm trying to get your Kia to focus on something else other than what just happened to get him to calm down, essentially.
Yeah. And Akio will just, I don't know anything about making mead. Akio will start just listing the steps.
And yeah, I'm assuming this will go on for a couple of minutes, but yeah, that's essentially what I'm doing to Kia, just to get him to calm down.
As they list the steps, they do continue to look around for a bit, although they can't see but about 10 feet into the darkness. As the only light in here is the one coming off of, coming out of their own eyes.
Do Alicia will take out a lantern and light it and kind of place it in between them. And just sit down across from Akia and just listen to them.
Yeah, Lotus is still sort of concerned about Kia, but feeling that you are taking the lead here, she'll just sort of sit down along with you.
Akia starts going through the steps a little bit faster and a little faster. And then they ship it off to Bryn Shander and the other settlements. Why? Why do they want to eat me?
That's a very good question.
Are there going to be more people that eat me when I go back to Bryn Shander? Are they going to try and eat me? Is the church going to try and sacrifice me too?
Unfortunately, I don't have any answers for you, Akia.
Am I blessed or cursed? Kitty cat.
Cat. You're a smart individual. Which do you think it is, if you think of it logically? All the things that you have gained in experience, do you view it as a curse? Do you view it as a blessing? Or is that theory still without enough evidence?
I don't know.
I will say this. I do believe if we were to get any answers, it's not going to be from the church, and it's not going to be from these berserkers. You may have to connect with Auril herself to understand why those that say that they're her followers are acting in such a way. Are they actually following her will, or are they just misinterpreting her words for their own gains?
You see Akia looking in the direction of the brazier, which Akia and Gaiman did turn out the light on before leaving the room earlier. Do you think its light would repair my body like it did theirs?
I don't know.
If I take off this armor, would Auril's protection still keep me from the cold? I don't know. not knowing sucks. And not knowing whether or not something's going to try and eat you each day sucks.
Lotus will slowly approach you, Akia, and as she does, she'll move down onto her knees in front of you, and she'll hold out her right hand towards you.
Do you want me to hold your hand or give you something?
He's not really sure what to say to that at first, but she'll try to reach for your hand, just to see if you'll accept her, just sort of like gently taking it.
Akia will extend out their hand that doesn't have the shield in it. It is coated in Akia's blood equivalent.
She doesn't let that bother her. It'll flow out onto her palm a little bit, and she'll look into your eyes, Akia, and she'll say, "Look, I might not be like you in some ways, but in other ways I am. These abilities I have, the blood of half of a devil flowing through me, I've often wondered for finding out these things, is this a blessing or a curse? But I and the rest of us," and she uses her other hand to motion towards the others, "we're not going to let anything bad happen to you. We're not going to let anyone eat you. We're not going to let anyone do anything to you."
Akia will nod. Okay.
Then she'll let go.
Akia will stand up
And
after you say that.
yeah, she'll let go and then stand back to let you stand up.
As we see Akia stand up and this conversation happens, I'd like to check in with Kalianasa and Ophidian. What are you all doing in this moment as this is happening?
Right now, she's hanging back because while I know mechanically that spirit guardians won't hurt me, she doesn't know that, and so she waits for that annoying cleric to drop the spell.
That would have ended when the whole conversation with Akia had started up. And it seemed like combat had died down.
All right, well, I'll just go forward then, assuming the template will eventually drop then.
Oh, you still have a temple on your thing? I deleted it, so
Yeah. Yeah, I still show spirit guardians swirling around.
Should I try? Would it mean something? Akia says, looking at the brazier, in the direction of the brazier. Would it mean something if it works or not?
Well, the only way to find out is to try, right?
Akia takes that as basically permission, and they're going to get right up to the edge here. They're going to relight the brazier, and assuming the floor reforms, they'll step into the room.
Okay, so relighting the brazier, the icy floor reforms.
They'll just drag their broken bits with them and stand in front of the fire. They feel... do I feel anything?
Yeah, as you stand closer to the fiery brazier, you can start to feel tingles on your armor, tingles in what would be the equivalent of your skin. My question for you, as you feel these tingles, how does Akia react?
Akia is... I think the first thing Akia feels is relief. Like, there is a connection there, even though they're not sure what it is. So I think the first feeling is relief.
Starting to feel relief. Excellent. The tingles continue to build up basically throughout your entire body. Akia, do you try to accept the warmth or try to do anything else with it, or do you just leave yourself on the outside of the brazier?
Akia will accept the warmth.
It's soothing to the touch. Nothing has changed with your body, and nothing has started to fit together. Akia, you could give me a charisma check here to feel if you could get a feeling about what you should do here.
All right, this is just a straight roll.
Your feelings do not give you further insight into what to do here.
I am very confused. Is anyone move into the room with them? Or are they all staying back?
For now.
Yeah, it's like Lotus figured this was sort of like a personal thing for you, so she would be like watching you from the hall here, but she would give you your distance.
I think Akia is just going to sit there and wait for like a while, while y'all want to explore the rest of the cave.
All right, if that's the case, I don't know. I guess it probably has been a while, so I guess we'll say that it's probably been enough time that the tensor transformation wears off. All right, so I lose temp HP, and I have to make a DC 15 con save or suffer first level exhaustion. All right, so that works out. So yeah, I guess you see the outfit she was wearing before just sort of like weirdly like melts away. Her scales and everything returns to normal. The horns just sort of like tape, sort of like melt off, and she just returns looking like she did before.
Very cool. Now, as this is all happening, we haven't checked in with Gaiman. Gaiman, what are you up to in this moment?
Gaiman was doing some interior decorating with the bodies. I guess he would have tied up the prisoner, because I'm not sure how long they're knocked out for. And then he would have sort of observed Akia. Do you need me to roll a sleight of hand or anything for the tying up check?
No, I would. I'm not gonna have you roll that because I think Gaiman is skilled enough to tie up an unconscious person that isn't going to resist, and they will be unconscious for 2 hours.
But he's just things, not doing anything in particular.
Okay. Now, as Kalianasa was kind of looking about, Kalianasa, you discovered that there was a giant chamber filled with meats. And they looked to be meats of several different types. Polar bear, owlbear, elk, that could possibly fetch quite a price if hauled back to civilization and sold. Given the cold nature of the region, the meat would be well preserved.
She tells Ophidian to eat his fill first.
Oh, thanks, boss. He just goes to town munching on all of the raw meat that has been hung from the butcher hooks.
And Kalinasa will run her finger almost like as if you were, tracing like the inside of like cake batter or something, and like lick the blood off her finger.
Ew.
I mean, she's creepy.
That's true. The knocked out guy will be unconscious for 2 hours, y'all. So you guys have plenty of time to do any additional research.
If you wish, when he comes to, I can probe his mind. I can also charm him and make him tell us everything he knows.
Yeah, either way sounds good to me. Last time we tried doing an interrogation, it didn't go so well. So.
Well, and she like goes up to like grabs him by the chin and like just shakes him a little. I guess I have to wait. Oh, there's a bunch of meat in the back room, by the way, if anybody wants any.
So, heroes, is your plan to basically wait till this guy wakes up to interrogate him, or what is your guys' plan?
Admittedly, Gaiman didn't really have a plan. He just seems like a good idea. We should, knock somebody out, keep them alive, but we may very well have slaughtered all their brethren. But if everyone's just waiting on Akia to figure out the brazier situation, Gavin could slap him awake, start asking questions.
Don't slap him. Let me handle this.
No, I've got it.
Fine.
Damon, let Kallianasa hear. She says that she can get use magic to read his mind.
Okay, and do you use magic for everything, Lotus? Sometimes magic can fail. Sometimes it's, a personal test to not use magic.
Do whatever you want. I'll wait outside. And feeling absolutely useless, she'll leave.
Gavin will start slapping the guy awake.
All right, starting to slap the guy awake. He slowly starts to, and he comes to. And the berserker, his eyes come into focus, his mouth, and as he looks at you, goes, ugh! Looks down at the restraints, tries to push against the restraints.
Now hold on a second. I want
But
you to go do that.
But he's unable to break out of them. They are just tied too tight.
So, why don't you tell me if there's any more of your friends in here? And he'll gesture to the pile of bodies. And we'll stop you from ending up like them.
You've killed all the ones that are inside, but the king will return quickly.
Oh, you mean this king? Holds up the severed head.
The berserker, as he sees the head of his king, and says, "What? How is this possible? How did you defeat our lord?"
Planning, teamwork.
It's improbable.
Unlikely, but we did it.
The berserker looks, I want to say, defeated and kind of resigned to what is happening. No, there are no others.
It's just as well. You guys were trying to eat my friend.
He stares over at Akia. He nods. Yes. We smell on him. Midwinter.
You know he's metal, right? Not tasty. So why the biting?
Consume him. Gain his power. Become like him. A true child of Auril. Not like us. Not faked. Not earned, but born.
So by eating a Kia, you become born of Auril as opposed to being adopted by her.
Yes. We would gain his power, his status.
Are there other tribes like yours?
We were ostracized by the other tribes of Icewind Dale. The other barbarians do not worship Auril as we do. They still worship Tempest.
Well, if worshiping Auril means you gotta eat people, I'll stick with Tempest, thank you.
Auril makes many demands on us, but it has served us, made us strong. Not strong enough to defeat you all, though. Maybe we have erred.
So, did Auril speak to you guys directly, or was there an interpreter?
We read signs that she has given us, signs that what we were doing, she loved, or she liked. She delivered upon us the brazier that made us immortal. But it did not work this time. The barbarian just looks incredibly downtrodden and kind of aghast at this.
I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss because, like, we pulled the dungeon without meaning to, and I don't know. I mean, this is good lore and background, but it's kind of like we just killed everybody. everybody. Gaiman will leave him tied, trussed up, and he'll go back to the others and ask if they have any questions, because it appears that the guy is so demoralized at having been defeated by us, and also the fact that we killed their king, that he's just spilling the beans.
Yeah, Lewis will just sort of like lean back against the wall, light up a cigarette, and just say like, I don't have anything else to ask him, so y'all can go ahead if you need to. Just take a puff.
According to him, there aren't any more barbarians lurking about. So we can pretty much head out at any time. Do we want to start looking for loot, or... Well, that's grave robbing. Maybe not.
As this conversation was happening with the barbarian, Kalianasa, as you exited, would you seeing that they would have been distracted with this, would you attempt to have that conversation with Mr. Akia?
No, I think she just leaves the cave. She's just pissed.
Yeah.
It's like this is the third time that she's been shut down to do anything. So, you know, she's going to go somewhere else, I think, where she's, you know, wanted and, you know, feels like she's helping and can get her power back. And these people probably aren't it.
That feels like we was gonna say, I feel like that feels bad for our for Paul, based on that, because like you said, it seems like Kalianasa has been trying to do some things, but maybe has not been free to do them.
It's all right.
Okay. Well, party, what is everyone else doing in this moment as the interrogation is kind of closing down?
Alicia's just been patiently observing Akia, seeing how badly injured he was in the fight, making sure he's not doing anything that's going to permanently hurt himself, maybe. But it's also giving him his space because he seems to be in a state of flux at the moment. A kind of, it seems like he's going through a crisis of faith, so to speak, but is not going to kind of pester him or get in his face about it. It's just patiently waiting off to the side.
Did Gibby just leave?
Yes, it appears that they did. But we can continue to play.
Hmm.
Well, perhaps after that rough battle, perhaps we take some time to rest here and then figure out our next move.
Basic question though, what do we do about our guest? Keep him tied up for now, then turn him loose when we're ready to leave.
Survivor, yes.
So he says.
Hmm. I'm unsure. Um, is
Seems a
there
bit unsporting to kill him like this. Well, it's actually straight up murder.
Kia, is there anything you would like to speak to that berserker about?
Mm, I'm not sure.
They seem to know about talking with Auril. It was a whole bunch of interpreting signs, not a direct conversation. Maybe they got it wrong.
It's already confusing, but I feel like if I get information from someone that wants to eat me, that it might make things worse.
Do you want to know what they said about trying to eat you? Or would you rather not hear about it right now?
I want to know why they want to eat me, because I think it might help me know who might want to eat me in the future. But I'm concerned that if I get the information from them, it might be skewed.
Well, that's kind of the answer right there. They were jealous. They were under the impression that if they consumed you, they would become a real child of Auril, not an adopted one.
That does not help me feel better. It still feels like the entire Church of Auril might decide to make a feast out of me.
Gaiman, did he say where these signs that they saw, where those occurred?
I did not ask. That's on me.
That's fine.
You can go ask
Yeah, I'll go.
one religious person to another.
That's what I was thinking. Keep watch on, or someone keep watch on the Kia so that he doesn't get too hurt. He's pretty banged up.
When I have my armor all the way off, it takes an hour. Akia puts their hand in the fire.
The fire crackles around your hand, making it feel much warmer and better. You feel good with your hand in the fire. It gives you a sense of pleasure. Akia, you hear a faint chanting in your ear as you touch the flame. You think to yourself, maybe the chanting could grow louder. All I have to do is listen. Do you wish to have the chanting grow louder?
Akia attempts to listen to try and hear what it's saying.
All right, Akia, to force this upon yourself, all you have to do is try. You listen, and you can hear the chanting. It is the same words chanted on the streets of Bryn Shender that you heard not so long ago as the Church of Auril took over the streets, giving praise to Lady Frostkiss. Do you join in on the chanting?
No.
As you decline to join in, it starts to grow more quiet. Until finally, it fades.
All right. Akia starts putting their armor back on. It takes another hour. Akia grabs their armor, starts walking away from the fire, putting it on sort of like a coat with many latches. We should explore the rest of the cave and then make our way to East Haven.
Right. Should I contact the rest of our team and tell them to meet us there?
I believe you already have.
All right. Well, just to double check, I'll just go ahead and tap the Flavy mask. Say, Flavy, send a text message to Watto. Heading to East Haven. Meet us there.
Right, your text message goes through successfully. Nothing seems to block it from your perception.
During the time it took to take off my armor, can we say we've completed a short rest?
Absolutely. If you guys would like to take a short rest, you can, and then you'll just have to let me know what you guys plan to do with your prisoner.
Just kind of speed it up. I'm assuming whatever I asked this guy is pretty much the same information as what Akia kind of was getting when he stuck his hand in the fire. Asking like how did you guys receive your visions and stuff like that?
Yes, absolutely. If you were to ask him those questions, you would receive those type of answers. Mhm.
Okay, cool. Just to kind of speed that along. And then I return to the group, and then be like, "Oh, you already did the thing. Well,
Does this look solid enough to cross without danger, or does it...
It looks solid enough that if you guys wanted to cross into the bed chambers, you could cross into them.
guess for the people who are still here, I spend the second level spell slot for prayer healing. Everyone gets an additional Jesus. My dice rollers. Shit. Everyone gets 8 HP.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, thank you.
I'd like to just do a general investigation of this room. See what type of items they were keeping.
Absolutely. So as you look into this room, this is a lived-in space punctuated by sleeping pallets adorned with furs against the northwest wall. Each pallet kind of tells you a story of survival and camaraderie. There is an empty wooden pail standing against the wall, a nod to the cave's makeshift accommodations. But you can give me a investigation check as you look through to see if you can't discover anything as you're looking through the place.
Anybody good at investigations in particular?
Proficient, but not very great at it. I have a +4.
Sure, I can go ahead and give it a try.
Whoever's doing it, I will slap guidance on you.
All right.
Like if y'all put numbers. If y'all put numbers on it.
If we had to
what
put
would
a
be-
value on it,
Yeah, if you had to put a value on how good you are at investigating rooms.
I would say I'm not proficient, but I have, a baseline +4.
I also
Same.
have +4.
Same.
That's funny.
Oh shit.
Right, Akia. That's a very good skill. This you probably would have guessed. The sleeping pallets and items that you find within the room suggests this is the communal living space for most of all of the barbarians. You would also discover hidden within one of the pallets a leather bag. Do you open it? Or do you just like look at it and put it back in?
No, I'll open it. Take a look.
All right, inside you see an amulet. The amulet, looking at it, it appears mundane at a first glance, but you believe you would have to do, the typical identification type things to discover if it was truly worthwhile.
Akia just always asks Lotus to scan, and they actually in the previous episode were like, "It doesn't bother you when I ask you to scan a room. Is that okay?" Because they do it every time. They're like, "Would you scan the room, please?"
So yeah, like you got it, and then she'll tap aside the flavy mask and just look about the room for anything interesting or unusual.
Well, the item inside of Akia's search appears to have well, triggered Flavy's senses as it is giving off a magical aura.
All right, I will ritually cast Identify on it.
Okay, as that is happening, do you just want to wait 10 minutes for that to play out?
Um,
Galen would bring up the subject of the prisoner again and say he feels a little bit bad about going through their stuff.
They tried to eat me.
They did. But it feels like we're robbing the dead. And it's not like making use of various parts of animals that were evil, like a mimic or an awakened moose.
Seems a lot like that to me.
I think that
Maybe I feel differently because I'm a barbarian too.
I think that may be a bit of a slippery slope to start going down here.
To be fair, all those enemies I've mentioned, plus these barbarians, were trying to target him specifically for being a winter child.
Correct.
A midwinter child of Auril. I'm not saying it's not a slippery slope, just from his point of view.
I am unfamiliar in, I guess, cultures of the wild. Is there a certain protocol, tradition if one tribe conquers over another? Is conquering tribe free to do with the, I guess, losers as they please?
DM, can I make a history check to be able to answer that question?
Absolutely.
The dice are weird tonight.
A nat 20. So, with a nat 20, you know that the barbarian tribes definitely operate on a might means right type style, where if a king or a lord is challenged and then defeated, that challenger will likely take over as the new lord of the tribe.
Gaben would explain that to the victor go the spoils.
A very similar thing happens in one of the Drizzt novels when Wolfgar has to. You know what? Never mind. We don't have time for that right now. We don't have time for Wolfgar and
You get
Drizzt.
Matthew all excited.
Well, I guess ultimately this decision would be for you to make, Akia.
Me?
If this is, so to speak, the children of Auril or worshippers of Auril trying to conquer one another or absorb one another. You were the victor in this.
Well, I think that we all defeated them together. And as far as the Midwinter Child thing goes, I'm not trying to absorb them. So it's not, I don't believe that is relevant to the situation. It just seems wasteful to not take their stuff.
I guess what I'm getting at is if we are putting this to a group decision, my vote would be, since this is just a lone member, they should be released into the wild. And if they are able to survive, then that is by the grace of their goddess.
We could also give him a choice. If he wants to die a warrior's death, he can face me in combat. Or if he wants to survive in the wild, as he suggested, Alicia, do that. Let him go after we're leaving.
And maybe, if he still wants to eat me, we can remove all of his teeth.
That's technically going to fix that, but it would make it really hard for him to survive in the wild.
Well, trying to eat something that will kill you often does make it hard to survive in the wild.
Starvation's a hell of a way to go.
Then, if that's the case, I do agree with Gaiman. If they choose a warrior's end, then one can be provided to them. Anyone else have thoughts on that? Lotus? Wait.
I feel it sounds like a good idea to me. I mean, we ask him what he wants. If he wants to take his chances out in the wilds, we let him. If he wants to try to redeem himself by fighting Gaiman, as well. Let him have whatever he wishes.
You good with that, Akia?
I suppose.
So Gaiman would go back to the trussed up Air Berserker and let him know that the group has decided to give him a choice. So either he can choose to survive on his own, and we cut him loose after we're, just as we're leaving, or if he wants to face being combat or some other third option if he really feel strongly about it.
I have been defeated once. And you offer me a chance to earn back my honor?
I'm a warrior myself. Wouldn't begrudge you that.
Then I will face you. And if I defeat you, I will walk out of here with my life.
Game's just gotta kind of shrug because, I mean, this guy realistically has no chance.
Absolutely not.
He will ask him if he wants to go right now or if he wants to take the night to prepare himself.
I am ready now.
Jamin would pull out a knife, cut the ropes. Well, no, that'd be a waste of rope. He will, untie him and let him grab his weapons and stand back. We'll have at it.
Okay. And narratively, this barbarian, this berserker, has no way of defeating Gaiman one-on-one. So Gaiman, if you'd like to narrate how you defeat this barbarian to us for a point of DM inspiration, you can do so.
Gaiman would try and help him die with honor, knowing what the motivation is. So it would be a case of, letting him try and, get in a couple of blows since they're using, is it mostly like Shardlin, like maces or flails, you were saying?
That's correct, a flail.
Okay. So he'd let him, land some blows on his shield. But, it would just be, after a couple of seconds, he'd using the shield, he'd sort of forced the flail to one side, and then kind of like Brad Pitt in Troy, just stab in the neck, quick, clean kill.
And the creature would fall, unable to continue their fight. And with that, Gaiman defeated. Has defeated the Chardlin Berserker.
After having defeated the Charger Berserker, he'll turn to the others and say, okay, well, now that he's gone, I don't feel quite so bad about taking all his stuff. Now we wouldn't leave him to starve or anything.
Those will just silently nod at that.
Although, I don't feel good about taking valuables. But that's just me.
All right. Well, should we get heading to East Haven then?
Before we do that, seeing as there's just been some very weird interactions with bodies returning to life when they probably shouldn't be. And Alicia, yeah, essentially, that's what Alicia gets at. Is if you can just collect the bodies into a pile and then just stir a fire. And then, yeah, that's the last contribution I have for, I guess, us regrouping and going back to, what was the rendezvous point we said for the B team? Was it Bryn Shander or
East Haven.
East Haven?
East Haven, yeah.
Okay.
And Akia finishes putting back on their armor and identifying that amulet.
Okay. As you finish identifying the amulet is a magic item. It is called the Hearthstone Amulet. This amulet does not require attunement. While wearing the amulet, you have advantage on saving throws against effects that would cause exhaustion.
Nice. It does not require attunement?
That is correct. It does not require attunement.
Okay. I'll... Does anyone face exhaustion rolls often due to like some ability? We don't have a berserker barbarian
No.
or anything.
Nope.
All right, I'll put that on. Hope I don't get another curse.
You put it on, no curse.
Sweet.
All right, hero. So, what is the plan from here?
What do we want to try and like get a long rest in before heading out? I mean, what time of day is it? I think that's a
It's
maybe
been a long day. We started this day before we went in the tower.
Well, no, we got a long rest when we were with the deer.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Then we fought the Barbarian King. That was kind of in the morning. Traveled here. I'm assuming the time that's posted is correct, so it looks like it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, it's gonna be dark anyway. Don't know. Though that hole with the freaking creepy crawlies. Will we be able to find it and close it?
I think Callie and Nasa did
Oh, okay.
during the combat.
Yes, it was the trash chute.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that was closed before we attempt any type of long rest here. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking a long rest here. I don't think anything else is going to return here.
Yeah, I'd say that probably would be a good idea, especially in case we run into anyone or anything else on our way to East Haven.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are gonna get a long rest here.
Yep.
Whatever constituted in this horrible place.
Or what'd you say the name of that item was? Was it Hearthstone Amulet?
Oh, did I? Here, let me drag that onto your sheet.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so it seems like the party is going to take a long rest here. Well, you guys do see that there's a bunch of bedrolls over there, so you could sleep on the bedrolls.
I'm pass.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know the last time those have been cleaned.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, guys, why are you being such prudes about it? But fair enough, because it's probably been a while.
It's been a while.
Well, I feel like Lotus is all too aware of bed bugs, and Akia is. Well, Akia doesn't really sleep. And a gamer would feel weird about sleeping in a dead man's bedroll. But I guess when we're ready to head out, Gaiman will set the stacked bodies alight.
Excellent. Yes, the stack of bodies, you catch them aflame, leaving the smell of Jimmy Dean sausages coming from the
Oof. No.
cave of the berserkers.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope.
All right.
Don't-
All right, Orf,
don't
let's
do
go ahead and
that.
make this the third food you've ruined for me in your games. So thank you for that.
Wait, what were the first two?
Let's see here. Okay,
Pork
well,
chops and probably like like smoked brisket or something.
all right. Well, blueberry pie, but I guess that's partially my fault.
Okay, come on, but that's that's.
I don't even want to know what the story behind that is.
No, you do not.
I'll tell you later off the game.
No, don't. You told me, and I didn't really want to know.
Oh, I just realized.
What did you realize?
During the night, Alicia would have brought up that they have Speak with Dead prepared. Would anyone have been interested to ask the Barbarian King? Wait, did we redo that? I feel like this is deja vu now.
I think you
Well, we
guys
didn't
were
really-
planning to do it, but you didn't pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
afraid that he was just going to lie to us.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Fair enough. Otherwise, I'm going to unprepare that spell.
Makes sense.
All right.
All right, well, then it sounds like you guys are exiting the cave. And I will take us to a different map. I don't know what it is. I feel like the game is loading rather slowly today. Rather slowly.
I don't think it's you. I mean, we were having server issues at first, right?
That's correct.
Does anyone else see this template on me?
Yeah.
That's weird. I ended Spirit Guardians. Wow.
Hey, Orf, I am.
Oh.
Still there.
Orf, I'm dropping attunement on my Rimaraz armor. I'm still wearing it, but I'm not attuned to it.
And because of your guys' knowledge of the area and Gaiman's history as a wilderness survival expert, and you guys have the the magical item in Akia's possession, the Compass of the Seeker. I'm going to ping where you guys are basically located at. And you guys are basically in this region. Yeah.
All right. So, given the weather conditions, everything, how long do we think it's going to take us to get from there to East Haven?
There to East Haven, let us check our handy dandy distance measuring tool. So if you were to just walk straight there, it looks like you are at 24 miles away. So you're basically looking at a whole day of travel, but just let me give you that in Icewind Dale distance here. So you're looking at roughly 11 to 12 hours of walking to get to East Haven.
Going to be missing those dogs and their magical booties the whole trip.
Such as like, or if you know a way to clear off this aura.
Yes, that is probably from. Yep. There we go.
I don't know. It kind of reminded me of looking down the lens of a microscope.
Yeah, I kind of see that now that you mention it.
You know, we have. I know we haven't left yet. We were talking about heading south the whole way. We could go north, and if the scale is approximate, we could be at the shipwreck in a day.
Right.
I
but
don't think
I
we
already-
have the. Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, yeah, and I already messaged the B team to meet us at East Haven, so, I mean, if they've got the dogs, they'll probably be there well ahead of us.
Fair point.
And look, I'm sure, like, in character, Lotus is certainly eager to get back to to see the ship and figure out what's going on with that, but right now it's like, the more important thing is getting back together with the B team and sorting out everything with Bryn Shander first.
Okay. Well, it was just a thought since we were this way, but
That's all right. I do appreciate you bringing it up, though.
here's another thought. Since
Lay
they
it on
have
us.
the dogs. Oh, sorry. What?
No, I'm just saying, lay it on us. What's it? What's up?
What if Lotus messages Watto again and says, "We're heading from this approximate location. This approximate heading. Would you be able to meet us with the dogs? Maybe save some travel time."
You know, that's actually a pretty good idea. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's a bit risky because I don't know. I can't recollect who's in the B team that would be really good with survival. I feel like Icewind Dale's, reputation is more bravado
Sketch.
than anything else.
So, wait, the overall idea is that we would still be going for the ship. We're just looking for a rendezvous point.
Well,
outside
a
of-
closer rendezvous point. That way, whichever place we decide to head, we're saving time because we can utilize the dogs.
right.
Like looking at the map, we could say, "Hey, we're heading south. Once we reach Loch Denishir, we're just gonna follow the coast. Can you follow the coast? Northeast, and we'll just meet along the way."
Right. Okay.
again, it's a thought, but we can just, head right to East Haven. That way we know we're not putting, BT members at risk.
Wait, are we here? Where it says Cave of Berserkers?
Yep, that's where you guys are at currently.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, over
Ah.
here.
We were all... Yeah, so I was completely off base. I'm an idiot.
It's all right.
It's all good.
It's just where our tokens
So
happen to
all
be,
that
but-
shit I said was shit.
Disregard.
It's all right.
all
It's all
that.
right. It's like it's like I was willing to hear you out, at least.
Yeah, but you're hearing out a person who is horribly wrong. Like,
Okay.
no, you can't salvage it. I fucked up.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
it's all right. You admit it. We can just move on.
We'll move
It's
on
okay.
from there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess rewinding the tape, recorrecting, recalibrating.
Yeah.
Everything is
Let's
due
just
east of
head
us.
out.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're
I
just
guess we
gonna
just
head due east.
Yeah, just due east.
Due west.
Or
Due
sorry,
west. Due west.
Yeah, it's due west
We're-
towards
we're-
East Haven.
We are due
Due
east of
west.
everything. We head west.
Okay. All right, well, we are going to use a travel system that some of you might be familiar with called the campfire travel system for this, because you guys are quite, powerful adventurers, and you've adventured across this land, and this is a fun style system. So how the campfire system works, if we need a quick reminder, we set our travel DC, which is determined by the terrain difficulty and weather modifier. The travel DC for you all will, because of the weather, because of how the land has been shaped, is going to be set at a 17. Your destination score, it's a short journey, so it's only a 3. So we need basically 3 successes before you guys hit 3 failures. Now, either way, you will get to your destination, but if you get 3 successes and 0 failures, you get 3 windfalls. For every failure you receive, you will receive a hardship. So you could receive anywhere from, 3 hardships to 3 failures to somewhere in the middle there. Are we all cool with this system?
I'm familiar
It
with
is
it.
it is a skill challenge based system. So ability checks can be, I don't want to say bullshitted, but successfully argued on how they would apply to your guys' travel from the Cave of the Berserker to get you to East Haven. And we only need to get 3 successes.
All right. Are we going to do this in initiative?
So,
Or-
and when you guys exit the cavern, you would see that footprints leading off from the cave have suddenly stopped, and then any traces of footprints exiting the cave are gone. You don't see any trace of Kalianasa or the dragon Ophidian.
Okay, I was gonna say if those footprints look familiar at all. Hmm.
And to answer Akia's question, I will handle it in initiative just to keep easy track of who is going to do what to influences the group.
Looks like Lotus won.
All right.
Okay.
So let's
So-
see.
Lotus, take it away here. How do you help assist the group here as you guys are heading off on your 12-hour hike to East Haven?
All right. I guess probably Lotus will try to recall what she's read about the region of trying to recall basically any sort of like paths or easy ways through the range to try to find a way back to East Haven. Why to roll off a history check.
I love it. Give us a history.
All right. All right. Do I feel that would be a success?
So, success in this challenge, we were looking at a DC 17. So you would you need to
So
bump
much.
that up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and burn my Faxpiration for this here. All right. D8. 16.
So you're right on the edge there. And if you did do the succeed at a cost, this would be not an initiative.
All right. I will go ahead and succeed at a cost, please.
Okay. Succeed at a cost, not an initiative. These are particularly spicy.
Well,
Oof.
luckily we just had a long rest, so yeah, that burns one of my fourth level ones. All right, so now I'm down to 1 out of 2.
Okay, we are at 1 success so far. And now we are up to Gaiman.
All right. Like to use a survival check. Help us try to avoid predators. Look for signs of easier paths, like deer or other prey animals might have used. That sort of thing.
Absolutely. Give us that check. All right, a 15 is pretty close.
I will use my Faxpiration for this. That's a D8, right?
That is a D8 until level 10. Absolutely.
Hey, 22.
Okay, 22. That is a success. Gaiman is able to keep you guys free from any animals and make sure you guys stay on the right path. Thanks in kind to Lotus's history knowledge of the region. All right, Akia, you are now up.
All right. I don't eat, but I know that the others do, so I would like to use a nature check to try and find some food for them.
I love
Just
it.
like
All right.
identification of possible edibles.
Edibles, you said.
Animals, you say? Oh no.
This is about to be a very
So are
special
these
trip.
edibles that you take one at a time, or like can you just take a whole handful of them?
You don't eat the
What's
whole
the
batch.
potency?
You don't eat the whole batch.
Oh man, I have to tell you guys
Well,
a story about
well-
when I went to Vegas.
I mean, like even gummies, like they don't have them like portioned out. I am not a consumer of such products, so I have no clue.
Looks like Akia found some gummy bears.
Yeah, you find the Icewind gummies. They have a potency of 100 milligram per gummy.
That's why you
You
make
gotta
sure
be-
you only have one.
Yeah, you totally. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Holy shit.
Gaben
Well-
takes 3 because he's a big boy. Do I need to roll a con save? No.
Oh no.
We just got you off the head, Crystal.
This game is going to be useless
I'm
for the night.
kidding.
Okay, so you guys have your 3 successful checks, but we will allow Alicia to roll here to see if you guys do a 4th here, or if you do end up with a hardship.
Bring down the average. Perception check. Damn. I succeed.
You do succeed.
You sound disappointed.
Because I know my rolls, that's why.
All right. So you guys have 4 successful checks here. So that means you guys get 3 windfalls in the 12 hours it takes you to get to from the Cave of the Berserkers, and you guys took a long rest. And then you guys traveled for 12 hours. Okay, so here is check number 1. Number 2. Okay, so your first windfall, you guys learn an interesting or useful fact about the world you are in. Perhaps it was told to them by a friendly traveler or found via an old ruin along the way. It might be useful in the future. Okay. As you're traveling, each character gains... Holy shit, you guys get a lot of buddies. So here we go, 3d12 plus 6. So each of you gain 25 gold. Then finally, you arrive with glorious tales of successful expeditions and a renewed sense of joy. The party has advantage on charisma ability checks for the rest of the day after their arrival. Okay. So, the useful or interesting fact that you guys learn during your 12-hour travel. Overhead, you guys catch glimpse flying low. The white dragon, the great worm that Avalus was trying to hunt. You see it, but you also see something interesting about it. On its back, it has a rider. The rider appears to be frozen and dead. The rider appears to be wearing wizardly robes. So your interesting fact, the dragon is real, and it's got a dead wizard rider on its back.
Well, I'll certainly add that to the list of things I never expected to see.
Oh,
What you guys do with that information, of course, is completely up to you.
there's so
I
many
keep
questions to ask.
Akia needs a jaw to hang open.
And as
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it's basically flying by you. You just see like the dead wizard that's riding it is like shackled in, and its body is just kind of flapping in the wind, like.
It's a Weekend at Bernie's dragon.
I heard about that play when I was in Baldur's Gate, and I found it so strange that someone would, not through necromancy, but people would actually just puppeteer a body like that just to make it seem like it's still alive. How is this? How is it?
Yes, so many questions.
Maybe we file that away for later. At least it didn't notice us, which is probably good. Or if it did, it ignored us, which is probably even better. guess we continue on.
Yes. Though I hope while we're away that Watto managed to help that imp keep its mouth shut. Don't want to hear about anybody making any offers.
Yeah, so the time is right around 12 p.m. and you all make it to East Haven. And waiting for you on the outskirts of East Haven, you see Icewind Dale, Blarton Bladehelm, Mr. Naberknocker, Watto. You see the imp, Skerrick. You see Danica and Sinar. But you do not see Red the Berry Bush, nor do you see Chastain, the Red Yeti of Icewind Dale. You also see that there is an enormous amount of sled dogs.
Yay.
I would say as soon as Lotus sees Watto, she'll just rush over and hug him tight and just say "Oh, Watto, I'm so sorry for disappearing on you."
No, it was not your fault. How could you have known that touching that thing that Gaiman kicked would teleport you all? I mean, it seems improbable. Gaiman, I don't blame you either. I just wanted you to know that.
Yeah, it was my fault. I should have been more careful. In the future, I will not kick weird jewelry.
I was worried it just seemed like I was making a bad habit of just suddenly disappearing on my loved ones.
I don't want you
You
to
mean
take a
abducted.
second mind about it.
It was also a hard thing because, and she'll, just to sort of save time, it's she'll just start just quickly running through everything that happened with Watto, and then it's here, and then it's yeah, and then it's we were fighting these things, and then Earth Elemental, and it's here, and I was actually dead for a time, but Alicia, they brought me back.
Speaking of bringing people back from the dead, if someone ever gets crushed by an earth elemental again, we will need diamonds to be able to do that again. So, I do want to hear what happened with you all after we were teleported away, but we should also decide if we're going to head to Goodmead or Tourmaline.
I mean, you do bring up a good point. If we get into another sticky situation such as that, it would be best prepared to have some diamond supplies in case I have to summon that power again. I feel like if we are to attempt to confront what is going on in Bryn Shander, we are going to need to be prepared.
OOC, we could also head to Karkalok, where the Guardian is, and possibly a political marriage.
Oh, that's a goblin.
Akia is definitely for Gaiman or Alicia becoming the ruler of Icewind Dale, so that they can become the king or queen's artificer.
Interesting.
Where was this enthusiasm before? We were evil. We would gladly been like, yes, we need all the dick punching tools.
Akia actually took some.
I'm being silly. I'm being silly. No, we don't want to have an evil
Akia actually. There was a comfort there in the. And I think Akia would actually talk about this while we're traveling. Just they felt kind of comfortable with y'all. What's the word? Not evil. Not evil.
Changed.
Being very, I guess, assertive. There was just a comfort around having somebody that was very assertive.
Well, as they say, villains don't see themselves as villains. They see themselves as heroes of their own story.
And Akia feels comfortable as a follower.
Well,
Or if they were the leader, they would not want to be the face. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway.
there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Should we vote on... Or did anyone else have anything that they wanted to say? I think most of the arguments have been made that Akia would make. Goodmead has that information, maybe. There might be some information if in fact there is a giant. They could know something about Grimskull.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tourmaline might have resources.
To answer a question that was asked, Icewind Dale will say, "You know, it was kind of a funky thing when you all teleported, and we got the messages to meet you back at Bryn Shander. The city beforehand has been, kind of changed to be a follower's paradise of Auril, but they light a cigarette. Much more so than before. All of the standards of Bryn Shander have been changed. The people, in greater numbers, have adopted the frostbitten style, wearing the robes of the Church of Auril. And that grand statue that they have erected. I believe I heard you all talking that it was pulsing with some sort of energy.
That's correct.
Well, the damn thing is now glowing. Even for us who aren't as arcane inclined, can see plain as day. Runes lighted up and down.
Well, things have definitely gotten... I hesitate to say worse, but I guess worse.
Well, we should certainly... While I do think we should act quickly, we should not act rashly. Goodmead is not too far from here. I don't see why we couldn't make that stop first, and then head to Tourmaline to get more supplies for her from there.
if we are going to attempt to do something about that statue, um, Shinar, Watto, would you be able to translate whatever has adhered themselves to Lotus?
I will say, of course. I relish the opportunity to read my old language.
Yes, and while they're doing that, Watto, there is something else I wanted to talk to you about, but we can wait till we're doing that for me to bring that up.
The mummy will approach closer, and as will Watto. The mummy will start to look at your skin and notice a very similar tattoo to what Kalianasa witnessed upon your skin. There's a spell here. A spell that could potentially wipe out that statue. Do you know of this one? It says the spell components required. We will need the blood of a celestial being.
Yes, and Flavy had told us that from what information they were able to piece together, that we'd be able to find such thing in Grimskull, though fortunately I dread who or what might have it that we might need to talk to.
At the mention of that, Danica looks up and says, "And you're sure that our friend Flavy mentioned Grimskull as the potential location?"
And she'll nod, say, yes, they're fairly positive about that.
Grimskull, as I've read, could potentially be a worship place of the god Thrym. I wonder, do any of their children find comfort or a home in Grimskull? Do we face the child of a frost giant god? And there do we find our celestial blood?
Hopefully, we can just ask for a donation first, but if it does dissolve into violence, maybe we can see what side of the, I guess, conflict they fall under. They are amenable to this eternal night, or do they also wish to see this go away?
Indeed. Many paths lay before you. Then maybe, as Akia said, time for a poll.
Let's do it.
Give me one moment, guys. I need to. There'll be a quick reset. Because
The death ward is what, 8 hours?
Oh yeah, that would have worn off.
Okay, I'm just trying to stay on top of tokens.
Yep.
And effects.
Actually, that brings up a good point. I think because of all the stuff that has been going on, Alicia would have. Well, we've traveled for what 12 hours, so that would have worn off. In the morning, Alicia would have put death ward on Akia, but yeah, it would have worn off by the time we got to East Haven.
So y'all, I was just trying to turn on the polls for us, and it said, "Nah, you cannot." So let me give that another shot here.
Well, it says that it's just afternoon, so maybe there's a hour or two left of it.
All right, poll title. So where to next? It sounds like maybe the title of this poll.
Probably
Is that correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tourmaline. Are you guys going to head to? So where? Let's go over our options. So Tourmaline, so that you guys can get some more.
Tourmaline to see if we
Diamonds
can
and
find,
such.
diamonds, gemstones, material components, maybe. Goodmead to investigate giant link to Grimskull. Karkolok, or
Mhm.
Shield Guardian and goblins. I guess we're not that far off. We could technically head north and go to Caer Dineval or Caer Konig. But yeah.
To investigate the hot albino tiefling.
Yeah.
Or as we called it, as Lotus saw in her dream, the muscle tiefling. Let's see.
I'm gonna vote different than what my character would do. So, because I think my character would want to.
It's not what my character would do.
Yeah, it's not what my character would do. Because my character would want to go to do the smart thing and go to Tourmaline to get some resources, or go to Goodmead and investigate the giant.
What's the bad choice?
I want to go. I want to go play with goblins. It's not. It's not updating the answers though.
It's not letting you click on them.
Well, I'm clicking on them, but it still says total answer 0, and it's not letting me toggle the display results. Like normally,
Weird.
I can see the results.
It's letting me do that. Okay. Like right now, I only see total answer of 1.
My answer just got cleared.
All right, maybe I should just try that again. Two. Tourmaline.
Oh yeah, it came up as checkboxes this time instead of dots. Although I still can't toggle it. But that's okay if you can see it.
It provides anonymity. Well, that clear.
I said made public on there in hopes that it would do the thing. I don't know what's going on with it. I guess I can't see your guys' results. Well, that's not very helpful.
Well, those are the options, man.
All right, well, let's just type in what we
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
what we want in chat. All right, that's 3 votes for Goodmead.
Yeah.
So I think Goodmead wins.
And it looks like Tourmaline is second.
All right. Well, then we can set it up. So our next session, you guys are going to Goodmead. And East Haven to Goodmead on dog sled. Would only take you 2 hours. So you guys would get there by, 2 p.m. next time, and you guys can start investigating and seeing what you can do to find out what has happened to the old mayor and maybe discover what these giant rumors are.
All right.
Works for me.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Looks like I got a plan for next time.
I love that. And then we can continue to go forward from there. All right, guys. Well, then we will step back to the start page. And then we can think about next session, the 22nd of March. I am completely available. I don't have anything that is going on that should get in the way of the session. How about everybody else?
I'm all good.
I'm good.
Good? Okay,
Yeah,
cool. And we can, once you in the Streamlex, I just got to talk about one thing that we can talk about off stream.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thanks for running. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.